Like I say about Florida people, we're all here because we're not all there. Get it? Because we can't all be here if we're there. So the reason we're here is because we're not there. I know that made sense to somebody. Hello there, viewers. Good day to you. Welcome back to the channel. We bring to you today a Nissan of some sort. I think this is the NV 2500 model. Let's take a peek here. Yep. Oh, NV 3500. That's the big boy. It's the HD SL trim package straight from Nissan, the Chrysler of Japan. Customer states that the climate control does not blow any longer and we need to make it blow. So I believe, based on what I was the described condition, I think the blower motor has died. Let's go ahead and get this thing into the shop and out of the sun. Starting the engine, and we'll check out the cooling system on this particular Nissan NV van with 155,049 miles on the odometer. Okay, climate control's on. We have no fan action. I just heard the compressor kick on when I turned that guy on, but there is no fan action fanning here. Yeah, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. I suspect that the blower motor is faulty. Let us bring this into the shop and we will diagnose said blower motor and go from there. So, stay tuned because this is gonna be a very good electrical system repair video. Opening the hood. Alright, we're kind of gonna just nose it in right over here, and I believe I'm gonna be working through the door on the passenger side, so this should be good. I've got plenty of space there, space here, kind of space here, sort of some space, not really. Power down. Let's hop on out. Actually, you know what? I need to leave this thing running because I need to check that motor that's down there under the dash. So let's fire up the climate control again. I know that's a moot point because nothing's working, but I need it powered on in case it decides to work while we diagnose it. So let's see, we're gonna need some multimeter action. We'll bring this guy with us. And we'll come around here and dig out our little blower motor. Here, let's put some light on the subject down there so we can see what we're trying to see. Look, it's got a built-in workbench stool area. All right, so down here, yeah, there's our blower motor right there, and it's not running. Let's get where's that resistor at? There should be a resistor, a wire, and then of course there's the motor. I need to get where's the connector at? I see no connector in there. Interesting. Okay, there is a connector, two connectors. And that runs from the resistor right here. So we may have a problem at the resistor, not so much the motor. Let's throw the meter on this unit and see if we have power and ground coming in, or coming out, or at, or whatever, at the connector. So we're looking for, check our meter real quick. All right, meter's on, that works, good. Connections connected, we have no volts here. We're not making voltage. Okay, let's get more light and check the resistor next, which is up there somewhere. All right, tell you what, let's, instead of trying to work from the bottom up, let's try to work from the top down here. So I'm gonna remove this glove box door. See if maybe we can't get some better access to our electronicals. What do we need? A Phillips? Yeah, Phillips screwdriver ×4, and this panel should come off of there. Okay, number 2 Phillips bit. Or screwdriver rather. It's the plus shaped one.
Pull these guys out. No, there's not. Alright, tail.
You get these two up the top as well. Whew, it's getting warm in here. I need air conditioning. It's getting so warm. Caliente. En español. There we go. Hey, now we can see all the things that we'd like to see. Let's see what the dealio is here. So that's our output wires going to the motor. Let's check this resistor and see if anybody's going through that. That's the blower motor resistor right there. Let's see, powering that guy on. Back to voltages. Stay. Ah, I'm all butterfingers. Seriously. Okay, we've got two large gauge wires, and then we have one small gauge wire. This is actually referred to as a speed controller, not so much a resistor. And we got voltage there. Why do we have no output? I wonder if this thing's fused. Yeah, no volts here. Okay. So we're gonna need to consult some wiring diagrams. I have all data pulled up here. This is the manual AC circuit for the HVAC. And let's find the blower motor. That is going to be, there she is right here, blower motor. That's this little guy. See the M for motor. Blower motor, under right end of HVAC unit. Yes, that is the front blower motor. So the resistor, or the speed controller that I called it, they call that a power transistor. And it's going to be grounded right here at M79, and then it's got two leads coming out of there. That's the green and the blue. And the blue runs over and taps into one of the hot wires for the motor, right? We're gonna trace these guys back, and they terminate here. Fan gate and fan FB, they terminate at the front air control, M51. Okay, so let's go back and let's check some grounds to body ground, and then let's look for some power on like that light green wire right there. So let's go back to the meter and test this correctly, because what I was doing was not the proper testing protocol here. Okay, returning back to the vehicle, let's go ahead and establish a good ground connection that we can connect the meter to. So the meter, we're grounding it with this little red lead right here, straight to body ground. And just to check that, get some beep action. There we go. So that is now grounded. That's a known good ground. So let's check for the ground at the blower motor connection made at these connectors, and we have no ground. No ground on that one. Let's check this one here for ground. That one's got ground. This one has nada. Okay, so the blue wire does not have ground. What does it have? No power, no ground at that blue wire at the speed controller. Transistor. It's a transistor. So let's go back to the graph, back to the chart, and check what the blue wire is supposed to be. One more time. And blue says blue wire, blue wire, blue wire. So black was ground. That one's good. The blue wire is supposed to run right on over here to the motor. Fan FB, fan. I don't know if these are supposed to be hots or grounds in here. This is annoying to me. Okay, so black was that, blue is that, and light green. Let's go see what's on the light green circuit. Okay, blue wire, let us check you. Okay, we're still grounded. I'm sorry, green wire. And we're still on volts. I got 1 volt at the blue wire. We should have no volts at the black wire, and then that little green one there, the small one. That one says, yeah, if I can get a good connection on it here, 1.21. 1.21 gigawatts! Volts. Okay, so what we need to do, let's check and see if voltage is changing on that line when we change the fan speed. So what we'll do is we'll turn this down. That's our fan speed. And look at voltage dropping on the line there. That's supposed to change like that in order to change the fan speed. So I'm gonna reach up and turn this up some more. We should see voltage start to climb. Yep, coming up, coming up. That's all the way up, back to 1.21. Volts. Okay. So the controller is telling the speed controller to change its mind and change its speed. What's the dealio here? What are we missing? This is something super easy and I'm not seeing it here. Okay, I have a new idea. So we've got a new lead here. I want to try to get this fan running. I know the motor's probably good because it was recently replaced due to a melted motor condition. So I want to get this blower motor running again for a couple reasons. Number one, it's hot as Hades inside of here and I'm dying of dehydration. What do we got here? This is, oh, I just killed it flipping connector. Look, I pulled the connector off. Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is, before I break things more, I'm gonna go ahead and plug in to the hot side pin, positive side pin on that motor, right? So we have a lead attached to the motor. We're gonna take that same lead and bring it around to battery positive, and that should turn on the blower motor itself. It's yeah, we got some spark action. Ah, get on there. Very robust alligator clip. There. Is my motor running? Yes, we have fan action. Oh good, climate control. We turn it down, fan speed comes down. Turn it back up, fan speed's back up. Okay, so what we're missing here is a positive on this one side. And since that connector just like fell out of there, maybe we had a bad connection at that connector. That could have been it. Let's check it again with the multiple meter. We're still grounded. Let's check this wire here for some voltage. And oh, there it is. I found voltage. Look, I had inadvertently found the problem. Yep, there's voltage on that wire right there. I see what we need. This connector was no longer connecting at the motor itself. That's what the dealio is. It must have, this is kind of pinched and it was a little bit short. So I think the wire just came out of it and it was just kind of in there sitting, being held on by the tape. Definitely held on by the tape. Okay, so I need to fix that connector that was fixed. That's the deal. Okay, I have a repair in mind here. Let's bust out the goods here. We've got some heat shrink. We've got some insulated marine grade butt connectors with insulation. They're insulated. And also some insulated terminal ends with shielding. And I think these guys are going to be what I need to replace this unconnected connector. So what I need to do is dig this thing out and get that guy disconnected from the blower. However, I do not want to turn off the blower motor. So I'm gonna get another lead. There's one. I dropped it. We're gonna hook up another lead straight to battery There we go. And we're just going to send this thing power and ground so it stays nice and cool in the cabin while I'm attempting to make my repairs. So what we'll do, disconnect you, and then we'll sneak in here with this other little guy. And plug it in. I don't know if I can get that on there. There, I'll just shove it in that hole there. That'll work. Okay, so we have power and ground. I have a ventilation and cooling system action. So next, I'm gonna rebuild this bit of business over here. We probably need to extend these wires some and come up with a way to make it so they can't fall out and or come loose again. That's what I'm gonna do. Alrighty, coming in, I found a length of wire that should be sufficient. What I plan on doing here is extending these connectors probably about a foot or so, because what I'm going to do, we're going to connect this lead to this one that has the broken connector. We're going to route this wire back, and then over here on this side, as it comes to contact the pins on the actual motor itself, I'm going to zip tie this lead. Oh, I killed it. I'm going to zip tie this lead to like this piece of plastic over here, or this wire. That way it won't be able to back out, and it should remain stable in that position. So I think I'll start from the back to the front here, meaning the motor connectors forward. So I shall need to install a new connector of some sort. I think I need the female ones. That should be it. Now I realize these are in fact insulated. However, we have learned, well, first of all, I think I can get away with a blue one. I've learned that when I crimp these with the section of the crimpers for the non-insulated connectors, it doesn't crimp them properly. So I still prefer to crimp with the section of the tool that's designed for the non-insulated. It does damage the insulation ever so slightly, but it's not really enough to cause a problem, especially since I apply heat shrink afterwards anyway. So we're gonna do this the right way, because the right way is better than the regular way. So we'll give that guy one good crimp right there, like so. That's in there, nice and tight. I'll grab a piece of heat shrink insulation. Cut this wire down about there's good. So I'll insulate the positive side in the red, and then we'll do of course the negative side in the black, since we will be using the same color wire. Okay, heat gun action. Let's just shrink our heat shrink straight away. That way our connections are all nice and pretty. It's going to be a master connection. The most beautiful homemade connector ever made, not at home. So we got this one here. I'm basically going to repeat and make a second lead the exact same way. So no commentary required really. Let's just get through it super quickly like. And the reason I'm going to show you the construction of this second connector is I'm actually going to build it out to be a connector, sort of. Make it as solid as possible at least. That one's on. Let's cut our wire. Black heat shrink. Like I'm going to create an actual connector out of the two of these. I'm going to build one out of heat shrink and tape. It's going to be amazing. Okay. Now, that blower motor, the connectors on it, there's one vertical pin on this side, and then there's a horizontal pin on that side. So effectively, when I go to build this little dealio here, we have a vertical one like that, and the horizontal one is going to go like that. You guys see that? So what I need to do is affix these guys together in this orientation. And that's kind of a tall order, because I've got to plug it back in to the actual little motor thing over there. So I'm going to make the connection, but what I'm not going to do is actually heat shrink it down. We're just going to get it all kind of prepped up and ready. That way I can go in after these guys are plugged in and make everybody connected. Hope that makes sense. It does to me. I think that's will be sufficient. One more piece of heat shrink. So I've got one here, and then the one going up to shrink over these units. See that? So now we're going in a little deeper here, and I'm going to go ahead and, whoop, almost dropped you guys. I'm going to plug this thing in and route it, and then we'll join these two leads at the cutoff wires. Okay, so looking back in the hole here, let's get everybody powered down, disconnected. Here, let me, in case you didn't understand what I was talking about with those pins, let me show you real quick. Can you guys see, bear with me, see how those pins are, one's vertical and one's horizontal in there? That's what we need to accommodate for. So, take our positive unit, plug that one in like so, and then the negatory connector, gonna plug in right next to it. See that? So those are now both secure in the motor itself. Oh yeah, real quick, before the comment section goes all crazy over why didn't you just order the right connector and da 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 da. Well, I'll tell you why. Because this van needs to be fixed right now. It's the only van that they have. And I don't have access to another connector right now. So we're gonna use this method of making a connector. And I hope everybody finds that satisfactory and sufficient, because that's what's happening. There's some heat shrink in there. And we are heat shrunk. There we go. So now we've got the two leads coming out of the motor. So what I'll do is drop the flashlight. Whoa! What we'll do is I'm gonna zip tie probably to like right here. Just zip tie that on so they can't go anywhere, and then we'll loop it back around and make the connection to the other two ends right there. That's the plan here. Excellent. Okay, let me pull back some of this installation business here. This one can be our positive side, or it is our positive side. I'm gonna strip back or what? What is problem with wiring insulation? Serious installation. Heat shrink for the connection. Connection from my cold air face. Cold air face, that made no sense. Now, if my calculations are correct, this should power on the motor. Yeah, there she is. Motor's on. Woohoo!
Skip it back. Skip it back, skip it back, skip it back. Good. And our fan is fanning. Brilliant, okay.
So that has been solved. Let's check the speed here. I know you guys can't feel it. I can tell you about it. So we turn that down. Fan speed has come down. Fan speed going back up. So we're good. Das ist gut, ja. So now let's get some heat shrinking.
Keep on action.
Something's letting the smoke out. I think it's that foam right there. You guys see that little wisp of smoke coming through? Yeah, I was melting and burning my foam. Yeah. That'll do, says I. That'll do. Okay, it is zip tie time. So I think what I'm going to do is figure out how to get this right over here. So what I think I'll do, since we got a bit of extra wire, I'm gonna zip tie these wires to this little vent back here. You guys see what I'm doing? Sure we can. We'll zip tie this together here. Come here, you thing. Couldn't get the tip in. Give that guy a snip. Now, over here, see how we've got all this extra? I want that because we're going to shove this in here and I'm going to zip tie that whole section of my new harness right here to this harness. If I can get the thing. I can't fit my flanges. There. There we go, I think. Okay, so what we've got going on here, when I zip tied that, this wire right here, you can't see, go down some. The wire plugging in, runs over, connects to that harness, but I've got it kind of pulled out this way. It's shoved that direction as much as possible. That way we have a good stable connection right at the blower motor itself. So now, I think I'll even zip tie these two wires together again, and that will prevent those connectors from vibrating out of the motor, I think. Put that right there, that's good. Chop it off. I think we're good to go. That's a successful repair, I think, says I. If it was mine, I'd go with this, and since it's not mine, I'm kind of still gonna go with it, so that's that. I just need to throw these panels back on, and I believe we're good to go here, guys. This is a successful repair. So all I need to do, snap that little plastic bit of housing back in. The clips don't want to stay clipped. What is this? Stay. You. There. It stayed. Okay, screwdriver time. 4 more screws and that guy's good to go here. Click, screw, click. Missing another one, that one there. So I was missing 1 screw when I got here. It appears that there's 5 screw holes, but I only remember pulling 4 screws if we don't count those ones right there at the latch. So we are short 1 screw. Balance tight, balance tight. Just tighten that one. This one needs to be more tight.
That's good. There's the screw.
How did I... Oh man, this was supposed to go on from the back side, wasn't it? I think I foobarred this. That's fine. I love my job so much, I'll do it twice. Let's take this thing back off. Again. I'm only gonna do halfway back off. I'll just shove that thing through from the back side there. Unbelievable.
Here, change. Speed it up.
Look at this went. Through here. Is that correct? It is now. By the time this is over with, you guys would have watched me put screws in for almost 4 minutes. Weirdos.
I think I'm gonna run out of battery soon. No, they just keep going. Stop this insanity. What is this? Killing me smallest. Stop. Okay,
I'm kidding. I'm a weirdo too, guys. Don't worry. We're all weird together. Like I say about Florida people, we're all here because we're not all there. Get it? Because we can't all be here if we're there. So the reason we're here is because we're not there. I know that made sense to somebody. So anyway, going back to the lid here, you see how it's just got those little hinge deals, and all we do is slide those little slots, push it in and click, and then as we push it up, these little flangey finger businesses are going to snap into place. Watch this. And that holds the door in position. Good to go. Okay, one quick check. Fan is still fanning. Ready to rock and roll. Everything's put back together. I wiped off all my flangey prints. That section of the repair is good to go. Let's close up the hood and go ahead and close out this video. I shall do such things as always by thanking each and every one of you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you think about this repair and this failure in the comment section down below. Do not forget to tap that like and subscribe button while you're down there. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later in a video. End of Nissan NV 3500 blower motor, melted connection, end of transmission. There. Da 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 da. One more right down there. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Where are you? No. Painted grass drying. You know, I could have just cut scene and like not recorded any of this. I have no idea why I'm still rolling. Probably gonna leave this in though. Why not? Somebody wants to know how the screws go back together.